Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Charusluk Viphavakit. You can call me Uwan. I am now a lecturer in nano-engineering program at International School of Engineering, Chulalongkorn University. And actually, I'm here as a representative of women in STEM. You may wonder what STEM is. It stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, STEM. So I'm in the engineering field. I wanted to be an engineer since I was 15 because my father, he's an electrical engineer. And at that time, when I was young, I feel like being an engineer is cool. So I wanted to be a cool person. So I decided back then that I wanted to be the engineer since then. So I chose to study in the engineering field for my bachelor degree at Chulalongkorn University in the major of nano-engineering. Because at that time, like 15 years ago, nano-engineering was something very new to Thailand. And I still remember how I felt when I was first introduced to nanotechnology. I was like, wow, I was fascinated how the technology can do to this world. So I was like, if I can use this technology in the future to do something for the society, that would be great. That's how I jumped into the nanotechnology. So after that, I studied my master's degree more toward the nanotechnology. And then I feel like I want to extend my expertise on the optics and photonics, which of course related to the nanotechnology. So I did my PhD in photonics and electrical engineering at Frederick University, Cyprus, and City of University London in UK. With the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, it is one of the biggest European funding for education. So after I finished my PhD, I feel like I still don't have enough experience to work in this field yet. So I decided to start working as a postdoctoral researcher in the University of Limerick, Ireland for about 3 years. And during that time, I got a good opportunity to participate in the Global Clinical Research Training from Harvard Medical School for a year. So during that time, I gained a lot of experiences developing the sensor for biomedical applications. Why biomedical applications? Because these days, people tend to take care of their health more. They want to be healthier, they want to live longer. So it would be good if we can develop the technology that can improve their quality of life. So during that time, I gained a lot of experiences. And then after that, I came back to Thailand in 2018 to be a lecturer in the International School of Engineering, which I'm still doing it now. So this made me to focus on the research under the topic of developing the optical sensor for the biomedical applications, because optic is everywhere. We can see like we use the light in our daily life. For example, like I developed the optical fiber-based sensor. The optical fiber-based sensor to detect the prostate cancer. As you all may know that prostate cancer is the most common cancer found in men. And one of the ways to treat the prostate cancer is to put the radiation seed, like the radiotherapy. So we need to put the radiation seed to be implanted inside the prostate tumor. But in order to do so, the clinician has to take the sample out using the biopsy in order to check for the grade of the tumor. And then the clinician can accurately calculate for the radiation dose that is going to be put in. But this way, the patient has to be in pain twice. The first time when the clinician takes the sample from the biopsy. And the second time when the clinician insert the radiation seed into the prostate cancer using the brachytherapy needle. So the clinician and our research group was thinking like, it would be better if we can develop the sensor that can be putting together at the same time when the clinician put the radiation seed into the patient's body. So in this case, we can measure the tumor grade in real time, continuously, and the patient will be in pain just only once when they get the application of the radiation dose. So this, you can see that the ultimate goal of the researcher like in our field, is to develop something, some device that can help improve the quality of life of the people in the society. So in this case, we improve the quality of life both patients and clinicians. So this is just an example of the work that I have been done. For the past 14 years that I have studied and worked in the engineering field, in the technology field, I can say that people in our field, we really promote the equality and the diversity to encourage all the individuals to achieve their potentials, free of prejudice and discrimination. So actually everyone will be treated the same. No matter who you are, where you are from, or what your gender is, you will get the same respect, same reputation. And based on my experience, I never felt such a sex discrimination in any way, not in the education, not in the employment. So everything is the same for me. So there is no gender boundary working in this field. But of course, it's going to be depend on your behavior, your manner, your capability, your proficiency. So it's all about you, not the gender, okay? But talking about the gender, we need to admit that the number of women working in the technology and engineering field is less compared to the number of men. But if we look at the world's population, the number of women is actually higher. But just only small amount of women wants to work in this field. This can be due to the strong idea, strong belief, especially in some countries, that due to their cultures, and they think that the work in engineering field, technology fields are the work for men. But this is actually the perspective from the outsider looking at our field. But actually me, as a person who's already in the field, I don't feel that. I feel like both men and women can work in this field. It's about your interest. If you are interested, even though you are a man or woman, then you can jump in to be in this field. But I can say that because I'm already in the field. But for those especially young women researchers who's not in the field yet, they might feel like, what would be the difficulty? How can I jump in? How can I be the part of this community? So actually, in order to help that, we do have many organizations to support the younger women researchers. For example, WISE, WISE, which is for Women in Sensors. It's a global organization that we want to promote the young women researchers who work in the sensing technology to have a collaboration, to have a further discussion around the world. And I'm also a part of the committee in the WISE organization. The WISE organization is a part of the IEEE organization. IEEE, I'm not sure if you have ever heard of IEEE before, but in my field, in engineering and technology, IEEE or IEEE is the world's largest technical professional organization. And it is dedicated to the advancing technology for the benefit of the humanity. As I say, the ultimate goal for us is to do something for mankind. And IEEE is strongly committed to the diversity and equality, as we see no place for hatred and discrimination in our society. So we do have these things to support the young women researchers who still hesitated to be in the field. At least they know that they can get the support from us. But sometimes, in order to promote and encourage this, we have to be very careful because it can be sensitive. Sometimes, if we overdo it, we don't have like a balance, then we will be the one who draw a thicker boundary between men and women. So we have to make it balanced. For example, when I went to the International Engineering Conference, and we do have such like this kind of events, like Women in Engineering section during the conference. And at that time, we really encouraged the younger women researchers to participate in the event. But then during the break, there were senior male researchers, not just one. Many of them come to ask us like, wow, this event is very interesting, but by the name, they are not sure if they can really participate because it's women in engineering. So we say like, oh, for sure you can participate. You are very welcome, and it's actually a good idea to get like the men's point of view. And from that point, we realized that it's not just us as a woman who want to encourage another woman to be in the technology and engineering field. But there is actually guys, male researchers who also want to support us. They really want to support and encourage the women to be in the field more. So we have to balance. We want to encourage women, but we don't want to discourage men. And this case, like, there are many people also ask me, like, is there any difficulty being a woman working in the engineering field? Because so far, it seems like there is no problem at all. I would say it may be hard in the beginning. So when you start, especially if you are a young woman researcher, you may need to try harder. You may need to work harder in order to be accepted by the senior advisor. Especially in my generation, it's unavoidable to have a male advisor. Because in the older generation, like the idea of having men to work in the engineering field is much stronger than today. And by the nature, man and woman, we do have a different mindset. We do have different ways of work. For example, as a woman, we are very into detail, right? We can pay attention to every step we take into a very single thing. But men, they can just look in the overall picture. But actually, there is no right or wrong in both ways. It's just the way you want to work, but both of the way will lead you to the final destination. So if this happened to you, don't be offended, don't take it personal. It can happen not just only male and female. It can happen for the same gender as well. So if it happens, then you just need to adjust yourself. Learn how to compromise. Try to find a midway. Be patient to explain. So you can explain and try to prove that the way you want to work can make things done beautifully. Then you should be more flexible. We are human. We are not computer that has just only 0 and 1. We are human, we can be at 0.5. So be more flexible. And the most important thing, be more ethical. This is the most common thing, not just only for engineering field, but for all the field in your career. So be more ethical. And then the rest is just to keep up your good work. Finally, you'll be accepted by the senior advisor. And once you get accepted, you are creating a career path for a younger researcher. So I would say that technology is for everyone, not just only for men or women. It's for everyone. It's everywhere around us. Now we are in the nanotechnology world already. Looking around you, all the things you are using these days is made of nanotechnology. Smartphone, smartwatch. Without the nanotechnology, you will not get such a flat, thin, light, and fast smartphone. The chip that we use to fabricate for the smartphone is made of nanotechnology. The anti-reflection coating of your sunglasses, the nanoparticles to reflect the UV ultraviolet from the sunscreen, the cosmetic, sport equipment, everything is made of nanotechnology, so it's really everywhere. It's around you, but you may not be aware of it because you are the end user. So you use this, you don't know that it's made of nanotechnology. Without the technology, we are not going anywhere. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, we are going to be the same. There will be no improvement. There will be no development. There will be no evolution. So we need technology in order to make our life better, easier, healthier, and even live longer. Without the technology, we couldn't get the vaccine for COVID-19. Without the technology, we couldn't get the mask, like N95 or even N99 mask, to filter out the PM 2.5. So we do need technology, and it's for everyone, for all the gender. So there is no gender boundary for technology. So I would like to encourage both men and women, especially in the younger generation, to be a part of technology, to use technology, and apply the technology to make a world a better place. Thank you very much.